Hello and welcome to today's podcast. My name is Angela Brooks, your host for Blogging for Profits. This is podcast number 64. And today I want to talk about how to grow your brand's organic following on LinkedIn. And today I'm sitting in a coffee shop. So I am hoping that the background noise doesn't drown out my voice. But today I just needed my office to be somewhere besides at home. So I am at Spencer's in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and just hanging out for the day using good internet and all the good things coffee shops bring, which means loud noises in old buildings that have been converted. So branding you in your business should not take all day long on social media. And when it comes to brand building, marketers should be channeling their time and energy into understanding their audience. Who are they even talking to? Most people think that they're just going to throw a Hail Mary out there and anybody who catches it will be their business customer, which is not quite the way that works. And developing just awesome creative content and optimizing your personal results, not figuring out which tool to use all the time. Find the method that works for you. I was guilty of getting into the build the funnels, build the content, write the post, be on active on all the social platforms when actually I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to build the funnels. I did not want to build one more group. I didn't want to do private coaching. So I stopped doing everything and just found what it was that I enjoy doing, and business shifted for me big time. So if you have followed me for very long or even for a short period of time, you know that I am a fan of LinkedIn. And generally, I go on to LinkedIn every single day, so sometimes more than once a day. And just generating ongoing engagement with the right audience requires consistency over the long haul. There is no social platform that you're going to get on that is going to be an overnight success. I don't care how wonderful you are. This is something that's going to be an ongoing process. While you won't be an overnight success, your efforts can pay off, big payoffs during a several years ongoing consistency for your ROI for your business. And 80% of content engagement comes from mobile devices. So make sure whatever link that you're using, whatever platform that you're using, if you're a blogger, if you're sharing online content, that it is mobile ready and it looks good on social media, because social media is configures things a little bit different. So to get it to look and be responsive, it has to be mobile ready, just for an easy, smooth scrolling experience. Because if it's not easy and if it's not a comfortable scroll, people go away and they don't come back. You have a one-time opportunity to get somebody to your blog or to your particular page on social media and get them to stay. So you have to make sure things are set up correctly from the beginning so you don't have that to worry about. And it's not all about will people stay on my page and how long they'll stay there. But if your content is good and it's intriguing and you're working a business and you're using social media as a content marketer, if you're producing content, you are a content marketer. So it just has to be, it's got to be user friendly, because they're scrolling so fast they just barely see your post anyway. So you've got to grab that attention and get them to stop the scroll. So the web is all about images and data, and people are consuming hundreds of pieces of content and Googling things every single day. People are not producing, let me rephrase that. The people who are not producing content, post updates, posting pictures, engaging in social connections, they're just not going to get the same response as someone who is actually doing that. So if you want and expect LinkedIn members to engage with you, guess what you need to be doing? You need to be adding value by providing helpful, inspiring content. I don't normally follow the stiff guidelines on LinkedIn, go figure, about strict topics. Now, I have to agree, it's not Facebook, and we do not want it to transpire into a Facebook, which I don't think there's a problem with that. But this is not where people are posting their kids' soccer games or what you ate for lunch. It is direct speaking to and about business, but you can add your personality and draw people in, because if you're just straight business, you're just another Charlie Brown school teacher noisemaker. And who needs more of that? I mean, for real. So LinkedIn is something that you, just like every other platform, you bring your personality into that platform and you add your business to it. So building a brand awareness with a broader, relevant audience and drive traffic to your ebooks, to your white papers, to your case studies, helpful how-to content, and just so much more. I don't highly suggest that you post pictures of your products in case it's something that is learning, something that people can download or read. The biggest thing about LinkedIn is getting them onto your email list. And anytime I do a blog post, I always post it on LinkedIn. Any kind of new course or training or things that they can use for their business. I don't look for the initial contact to be a sale, but I do look for it to be an engagement. So one thing that people like about LinkedIn the most is that you don't really have to post, but like once a day. Some people say once a week, but you know what? I am a firm believer that people will forget about you in a week if you're not generating content. That's my personal opinion, that I have had way better results posting once a day. So I'll go in and I'll make one status update and I'll add 1 to 3 stories throughout the day. And my stories are not all about business. They are what I'm doing on my break while I'm not working my business, which if I really put a timer to it, I probably work 2 to 3 hours a day at the most. And most days it's not even an hour. So I get in there and I get that stuff done, and then I go on about my business. You don't have to spend all day long using your platforms, because once you've put your content out there, that's all you can do, and it's going to go to work for you. So one thing that people like about LinkedIn is that the less posting, the better. So go in and make your one step comment, update, upload a document. If you're not sure how to use LinkedIn, I do have a course that you can find over on angelabrook.com that teaches you about LinkedIn. And there is the small little things that people don't do that make it seem like a very boring platform. But if you'll take the time to find your audience and don't stop looking just because maybe the first couple of weeks you're not successful. I've been on here for several years and I'm always looking and updating my contacts and my audience. So make sure that you and I are connected on LinkedIn and send me a message. And make sure you tell me how you found me, that you was on my blog, angelabrook.com, or that you heard me here on this podcast, Blogging for Profits. Angela Brooks is my name on every single platform, and I think this is Angela Brooks 1 is on Instagram. So I keep that very consistent for a reason, and you should too, because once somebody meets you and they're going to different platforms to try to find you, they may not find you if you have several different ways of listing your name. So another thing is eye-catching formats. Rather than just post and just posting text only updates on your LinkedIn profile, enriched media such as video, they are short. They're 30 seconds or less is all that you can upload at the moment. Some people have LinkedIn Live. I had it for a short period of time and then it disappeared and then I got it back and then it disappeared. So I'm back to just being able to upload videos. And they said eventually it will roll out to everybody. But with your post, add a picture of yourself, add a picture of your work environment. Just don't forget to post native videos with captions on your LinkedIn page, other rich media that grabs people's attention and stops the scroll. Your brand development as you show up to be seen and shared what you know with people who are looking for podcasts and services and training. You might be the person that they are looking for, because people on LinkedIn are already looking for business opportunities, connections. And if you're not showing what you know, they'll scroll past you. And I don't want them to miss you simply because you're not putting out your status content. So creating content doesn't mean it has to be fresh. How about that? It can be from scratch every day if you're creatively inclined. You can think of good content every day, or you can repurpose content that you have used before. Just because you've posted it once, or maybe you posted it on your blog or you posted it on Facebook, doesn't mean that everybody saw your post the first time. Repurposing images, blog posts, videos, always repost your stuff, because only about 2 to 3% of the people on your platform, whatever one that you're using, is ever going to see it. So don't think that you can't repurpose things, especially on weekends. Maybe you're busy, or weeks that you're traveling. Especially when I'm traveling, I do this. Just become social. And, being social on these platforms is what's going to push your content up into the feed so that you can be found better, easier, more. And use the questions. Oh my God, this is so good. Ask questions and use the polls to get people to respond to you, with a goal of truly engaging back with each and every person in a two-way conversation. So that if you've never had a conversation with a particular person, they respond to a poll, that's a new connection that you don't know where it can lead. So it may not work out as maybe somebody who bought your product, but it could be somebody who knows of a referral that's looking for your product. So don't underestimate what a connection can do for you. I talk about this all the time in my course. And the very first step is to engage, connect, and comment on other people's posts. It's simple, it's easy, it doesn't take 10, 15 minutes to scroll down through there and find some conversations that you can talk to people with. So just keep in mind that connecting is free. Another thing you need to remember is take advantage of hashtags. Hashtags is really big on Instagram, but it's also really big and usable on LinkedIn. The difference in Instagram and LinkedIn is Instagram gives you the option of 30 different hashtags. LinkedIn, you only need 3 per post. Every social platform has some usage of hashtags. Facebook a little bit, Twitter does, but it just helps you connect with topics and people that you want to connect with. And on LinkedIn, just use the 3 in each post, because if you do more than that, LinkedIn doesn't know who to share your content in front of, and it kind of stagnates your post. So I personally always use hashtag Angela Brooks, so that I have my own hashtag feed on LinkedIn. And you can go over to LinkedIn and just type in that hashtag, and it'll pull all of my posts up on one feed post, which is kind of nice. And you can grab the link in that URL, and you can share that in an email. You can share it on another platform. There's lots of different things you can do with that. So just be very creative there. Another thing is a call to action. Call to action is what most people leave out of their business, and it is the main attention grabber for your opportunity or your services. And your call to action is just simply inviting people to register for an event, contact you directly, go to your website. It's giving them direction of what to do. And if you're not using a call to action, start doing that today. And a call to action example would be, since you're listening to the Blogging for Profits podcast, make sure that you go over to my blog, angelabrook.com, and sign up for the email newsletter that I have on the very front page so that we stay connected. That's just a simple, easy way to get people. It's called driving traffic. So there's just so many simple LinkedIn secrets that most people don't use, and they miss out on the free leads and connections. And I talk about that a lot in the Pulse of LinkedIn. So I hope that you'll go over to the blog and grab that course. Taking the time to grow your audience, find the pain points, business needs, content preferences, find out what they like. Do they like video? Do they like audio? Do they like to read status updates? Do a poll and ask them. And over time, that translates into connecting with increasingly large communities with the right people. LinkedIn is more likely to pass your name to their connections and referrals. Like I said earlier, don't underestimate what one connection for your business can do. That's just good business all the way around. Is always ask for referrals. Ask. So that is all I have for this podcast, and I hope that you will join me in the business support community that I have. If you've not been over to angelabrook.com, make sure you visit, get on the newsletter. The heart and soul of business is just connection and having conversations. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Make sure that you leave a comment over on the Apple podcast and share this to someone that you find would be helpful. Again, this is Angela Brooks. Thank you so much.